Hello and welcome to the Steve Kayla Show. Did you know? Wait for these cows, these are amazing. Did you know that the first Harry Potter book was first published in communist Poland in 1972?
What?
Or that in 2016, Mozart sold more CDs than Beyonce. We're barreling through the alphabet each episode and exploring each and every aspect of the human condition. Today is E for entertainment, and joining me to traverse this weird and wonderful world is an incredible local entertainer from here in Yeovil, Cal Shortland. Cal, how you doing, bud?
I'm great, man. Honestly, thank you for having me. How are you?
Oh, finally good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, a long 6 weeks.
Yeah,
for finally,
I was gonna say.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like I've upset. It's like I've offended like a gypsy or something. I've like cursed. There's a curse on me in my house.
Did you like scold like an old woman, or like walk past her like partially aggressively?
I shouldn't have thrown a frisbee at that old gypsy lady sat in the doorway because
you've been hexed, man.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, it feels like there's a hex on the house that's now sort of lifted, but it's been on for so long.
Do you know what?
That we're
New
suspicious.
Moon was like a couple days ago, so it's a sense of full cleanse and full
I
change.
just think that's what it is because I do
Yeah.
feel that. I do have a sense
Absolutely,
of it.
man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
But also I've stopped shitting myself, which is that has gone to what that also contributes to my feeling of well-being.
yeah. That's a full cleanse.
Oh, full cleanse. In and out.
cleanse.
I'm feeling much more spiritual.
He's good, guys.
I'm
He's
at
good.
peace with the universe now, finally. Before we properly start, I just want to say thank you to our two sponsors. So firstly, thank you to Graham's Windows and Doors. James and Sherelle, thank you so much. You've been our sponsor for well over a year now. You've always supported us. We're so grateful for you. That's Graham's Windows and Doors, Yeovil's finest purveyor of windows, doors and conservatories. Go to grahamswindowsanddoors.co.uk. And our new sponsor, Paramount Prizes. Paramount Prizes are a local online competition company run by Stu and Natty. They're so funny and interesting. They're so innovative in the things that they do. Go to paramountprizes.co.uk, get some tickets and see the staggering prizes you can win for how cheap the tickets are. It's ridiculous. So get yourself on there. Go to paramountprizes.co.uk. Now, on with the show. This episode is about entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And you are a producer of a form of entertainment that I'd never come across before,
Yeah.
but it is incredible. It is so good. You're so good
man,
at it.
thank you.
You and your mate, what's your co-host name?
So Azrael is his name. Sam is his real name.
Yeah.
I've just doxed him. Sorry, man. He
Yeah.
does it to me all the time. It's fine. We're cool.
But you two together, you produce something which is fucking ace, and it's so cool. So talk to us a little bit about what that is and what you do.
So we stream on Twitch under the moniker of The Fallen Game. So if you want to go follow, it's
Go follow, baby. Yeah, go
twitch.tv
get 'em.
/the_Fallen Games. Sam does a lot of his own streams on the side of things, whilst I produce all the content for our custom virtual wrestling show,
Oh,
AAW, Action All-Star Wrestling, where we basically, it's like, the best way to explain it to someone who doesn't really know is it's wrestling, but it's also an episode of EastEnders.
yeah,
So,
I want to focus on that because the stories that you weave around these characters that you create,
Yeah.
the tension that you build, the you make people invest in these characters, but that's not just because of what the mechanics of the game, what the game allows you to do, which is amazing, by the way. That's all awesome.
Yeah.
But it's because of your ability as a storyteller and to craft these things, which is just it's incredible to watch. You do such a good job with it.
Yeah, it's a real passion of mine. I've always had this creative thing in my brain where I can't stop. I think you and me are very similar. Like my brain's always ticking, it always wants to do something. So I'm always writing notes about the show, or if a story comes into my head. For example, one of my favorite things that we produced recently, we run a show called Risk or Reward. It's a ladder match, and the winner grabs a briefcase, and in there is basically they get to roll a dice, so they get the first pick, right? So when that winner wins, they roll a dice, and then their fate is decided by 6 different outcomes, right? 3 are good, 3 are bad.
Nice.
So this guy didn't win the match, but it basically goes in sequence order. So he was like 4th in terms of like the overall outcome of the match, and he was called AJ Amaya. He had no character. He was just a generic luchador wrestler.
Nice.
He was very cool. People liked him. And then he got to his section where he had to pick. He rolled the dice, and it basically said gimmick change. So for non-wrestling fans, that basically means his personality needs to change. And I was like, I have nothing for this guy at all. I don't know what to do. I sat on it for like a month. And then in my head, I was playing this game, and he was like a lawyer. And I was like, I'm going to make him a detective.
Yeah.
So he became Detective Amaya. And then I just started doing stupid skits where he was just trying to look for someone who's been causing a nuisance backstage. And then it became a whole thing. He then finds this man. His gimmick, his catchphrase is, I always get my man. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Probably doesn't even sound that funny, but
No,
give it a watch. It's wildly bizarre. But he basically rounds up all these wrestlers, puts him in court, and tries to basically prosecute this man who he believes is causing a ruckus. And he's so determined and so invested thinking that it's this guy. And it is him, so he's right, but no one believes him because they don't like him because he's a jerk.
Oh, yeah.
So your whole perception as an audience, you're just like, oh my God, this guy's an idiot. But it's funny.
Wow. But that's what I mean.
It's wild. Like it just doesn't really make sense. So there's lots of comedy, there's lots of serious stuff. We're very blessed to have an amazing community that have supported us from day one to now, where we've got genuine wrestling fans in there, but also fans who've never watched wrestling before.
Yeah.
I got a good friend who joined the streams and now is a really good friend of mine who's never watched it before, never watched wrestling. He just jumped onto it because he saw my band play live and was like, oh, I just found that you did this. This is weird, but also fun.
Yeah.
And he loves it. And he's like, I'm just so invested in it. He's just so bizarre, but so fun. And I think what me and Sam do is we have fun playing it. And we play the game as well as watch it. And we try to react like it is a real show.
Yeah.
But I hope that people can see the love and the tension that goes into it and enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, of course, man. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
so anyway.
Oh, mate, absolutely. Yeah. So I just wanted to give you your flowers for that because I
Thank
see
you,
the
man. I
work
really
and the
appreciate it.
creative energy that goes into it. And
Yeah.
totally. And I totally understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Again, I think we all need our outlet, and mine is making a wrestling show on a computer game.
Yeah, but why the hell? Whatever scratches that itch.
I know.
Because that's what this is for me. That's why I was so glad that you agreed to come over tonight.
Yeah, man.
Because I was just desperately trying to find people. I need to do a podcast. I'm
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
insane. I need to do the editing. I need to get creative, and I just couldn't wait till tomorrow when my co-hosts are back tomorrow. It's supposed to be like a grand reunion tomorrow.
Yeah,
and I was
nice.
like, fuck you, I got to do it tonight. So
Yeah.
they weren't available. So I was like, come on, I got to get in here and do something. So
But
that's
again, we're talking about giving flowers. That we talked briefly about this, but I think it's really important to air it from a consumer side of it as well as a producer side of it. Like from my own content that I do, like what you're doing is incredible.
Oh, thanks,
Like
man.
you're doing amazing work with real genuine people, highlighting some incredible stories that like we just wouldn't hear. And I think that's one of the coolest things about your podcast and what you do. You've had some incredible guests on here. I mean, we talked about Oliver like earlier.
Ollie Downton, shout out Ollie.
Shout out to Ollie. Like again, amazing person and a wonderful human being. But you allow them to have a platform to speak about things of their life that we generically as people just don't get to hear. And it's amazing. And your work and your dedication to it is truly incredible. It's inspiring. I see what you do, and I'm like, man, I gotta get on that. That makes me feel amped up.
That's what I want. Yeah, that's good.
And again, getting Lissy in, she's amazing, and George and Kevin as well. Like the camaraderie that you all have, the fun you have is infectious, and I think that's you've got all of the markings for all of this like great stuff. And one day, man, it's gonna pop,
thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, I dream of the day. I do appreciate that. And we're because at a minute we're just sort of throwing things at a wall. What sticks, what works, and that's so. Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say.
It's got to be said, man. Again, I made a thing to myself this year, 2025, to try to bring way more positivity into it, and also just because I feel like we live in such hard times, right? And life is tough, it's challenging, right? And maybe we're not saying enough good things to one another that need to be said.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my mum used to say we'd have like a blazing row, say me and my mum, And I'd go, right, fuck off. And I'd go to storm out. She'd go, I love you. And I'd go, yeah, I love you as well. We'd always want the last thing we said to each other to be, I love you, just in case. I mean, so it was always awkward. Yeah, I love you.
That's exactly what's ingrained. Obviously, our parents knew each other. We grew up like, with one another and stuff. So I feel like maybe that's something that our parents have coded into us.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm exactly the same in any asset of my life in whatever way.
Oh, I do it with Mish. Like if me and Mish having a row, I'll go, John, fuck you. I love you. Totally undermines the rage. But.
I say it to Flick all the time. Like you just never know what's going to be around the corner, or what day potentially could be your last. Not to go.
Well, you're right.
Hard.
And actually, as a side effect of this podcast,
yeah,
that is actually, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. A good thing probably, but we did a stint when we were just doing it over Zoom a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
where we were listening to the most horrendous stories of grief and pain and loss and sadness. And so these people I'd read their book first and then talk to them on the show.
Yeah.
So I'm just ingesting all of this awful, horrible thing. And so I did that for about a few months, just a real streak of amazing shows, but it took a toll. And then one day I couldn't get out of bed. I'd absorbed all of this misery and sadness because my empathy, I got such big annoying empathy.
Yeah.
I just absorbed it all like a sponge. And I just couldn't get out of bed. I was so sad and then paranoid about, because that's when Leah was maybe a few months old.
Sure.
So I was going, oh God, everything's, there's a paedophile in every corner. So I was terrified of the world and everything around me. So that's the consequence of doing this, is actually like, oh my God, real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Scary.
Again, like mass media and the way that we consume that is, clickbait. It's all that kind of stuff, isn't it? The nasty things, the bad things you want to hear about.
Oh my God,
we get it all now with like Trump and stuff, like, and with their ways that they're planning on deporting all the immigrants and stuff. And then you're like, oh, no one's safe. Oh, they're just gonna grab anyone if you don't have your papers. You've got. What to believe, what not to believe. But like, again, like for me, consciously. Flick's been doing this thing where she writes a good thing that happens to her every single day.
That's good.
Right.
That's a good idea.
And I'm adapting that moniker too. And those things go such a long way. And I think it's very important to tell people how you feel about them.
Yeah.
And also to share in the success of others.
Oh yeah.
Like with you, man. Like again, thank you for having me on the show. But also like your show inspires people like me to work harder to get to that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
and that needs to be said.
Oh, I appreciate it. I've got like, I know that feels, because there's not many. I wish there was more podcasts locally.
Yeah.
Because one, I'd like to help and help them go off the ground. And then I need competition.
Yeah.
You mean I need a bar and a level? There's local podcasters who don't even know that, I've been their rival for about 2.5 years. 'Cause every time I do something, I go, well, we're going to fucking do it 2 times better than that.
Yeah,
even.
legit.
So I do sort of thrive off of that.
But that's essentially a massive thing. Competition is huge. We, with what we do on our streams as a they call it core, creator wrestler, right?
Nice.
That's the whole moniker behind the whole thing. And we work alongside 2 other shows that do the exact same thing that we do, just with their own branding and own style and their own characters. And we were watching there's way more as well, and they do amazing stuff. It's a whole world, guys.
That's amazing.
But these 2 other companies that we work alongside, we thrive off one another. They'll put a show out. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Now I need to work to that level. Oh, that production was so cool. Like, that was great. Oh, I love the way that this went on your show and stuff.
Yes, that's it.
I feel like it's healthy to be that way. Like it's not.
I would say the wrestling industry in real life was benefited from that. I mean, how much better? Do you remember when peak insane WCW was a charge of Vince McMahon's WWF? You know what I mean? It was it makes the
head-to-head Monday nights, man.
That's it. That's it. Man. Fucking weird. It was carnage.
It was crazy.
But that's it. The rising tide lifted all the ships. Then the market became much more. But I mean, Vince sort of callously absorbed all of the local sort of wrestling federations, but made this incredible product and raised the bar, so everyone else had to do it. And that's the same with sort of everything you do. I always try and find who's the best at what we do, and then try and do it better than them.
Same with music, with the band stuff. I've always had that mindset. Always, I would look out for what bands were playing, who was always at the head of the bill, and go, I need that spot. Not in a malice way. Like I never wanted to.
No, it's
encroach on
totally
anything.
and it's funny
It's
'cause
always
you-
like creative. I just want to be
Yeah.
like, I want to be where you are. It's not taking your spot, but it's like, isn't this good? This is
Yeah.
healthy.
I was going to say, you do feel, and it's funny that you do feel the reflex to be able to go, but not meaning to step on anyone's toes or anything.
Yeah.
But that's such a natural human thing. If you're going to progress and be great at whatever it is you're choosing to do, it is a case of going, right, you are the standard. I'm going to meet you there and then raise it and then keep and have that determination in your brain.
We all succeed if we work hard.
That's it.
How I've always looked at everything.
Mm-hmm.
In all I've ever done, I've always tried to do that. Like, yeah, there's a selfish part of it. Absolutely. Who doesn't want to succeed for themselves?
Mm-hmm.
But if you elevate everything, then surely everything around you should meet that level.
Yeah, I think
and I've
so.
always been a firm believer of that and wanting everyone else to succeed around me.
Amen, brother. Want a fact?
Hit me.
Oh, shall I elaborate on the
Yeah, I
Harry
think we
Potter
give
fact?
we diverted so hard
Yeah,
from
we
the
did.
original core of this episode. Very sorry, guys.
No, hey, no, that's good. We did good. I want to. So where's the actual?
Let's hit them with this.
Yeah, where's the guts of the fact? Because it is. I've got two facts I want to share with you now. So here we go. Here's the greatest fact in all of human history. Okay,
All right.
and you have to bear with it because it slowly unfolds and it doesn't make any sense at the same time. It's great. It's the greatest fact ever.
Okay.
The first ever Harry Potter was a short story published in communist Poland in 1972. The boy who lived has, in fact, lived ever since 19th of March 1972.
Dear God.
Yeah, he's also. So the author of this Harry Potter was Jan Rost. I don't know why. Fucking Jan. Cut that out. The author was a Polish writer and poet.
Nice.
But this Harry Potter is a little bit different. So the Harry Potter we recognise, boy wizard, live with the Dursleys.
Yeah.
Hagrid scoops him up, takes him to his magical world, and all the adventures unfold. Slightly different
Oh no.
in communist Poland.
Oh, this is gonna hit.
Slightly different. So his magical adventure. So this Harry Potter, his life is rather ordinary. As a shopkeeper,
Oh.
he delivers original Krakowian sausage and pickles, and in the end, suddenly vanishes. Different themes.
He just suddenly vanishes.
He delivers original Krakowian sausages and pickles, and then vanishes. So
Well, so Hagrid abducts him.
yeah,
basically.
what we didn't get was that was a prelude to
Oh,
J.K. Rowling's.
see.
Yeah.
The true origin stories of James Potter, everybody.
Yeah. This is now canon. Now this is all.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else do we know about Polish Harry Potter? Oh, he's not very talkative. Replies mostly with "Oh yeah" and "Oh no," and then vanishes. So sadly, we haven't managed to flesh the character out so much. But if you track down that story,
That's
it's,
magic, guys.
yeah.
That's
Now,
magic.
I need to share with you. I was going to spread this out a bit more, but I'm too excited to share this.
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
may
good.
already know it, given your gaming proclivities.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Now, this is amazing. So, one of the most popular fictional characters in gaming is Lara Croft.
Yeah.
But in the first Tomb Raider game, she was known for her unrealistic figure, right? Her notorious curves and boobs and everything, right? So
Did you say curves?
Yeah, curves.
Were they
yeah.
really
Well, no,
curves
they
at
weren't
that
very blocky,
point?
weren't they? Like
They were
proper
literally just points.
pointy boobs,
Yeah.
blocky. Yeah.
Square tits.
But so talking of those square tits,
Oh,
so I'm so glad you didn't know this already. This is such an amazing fact. So that her big old square boobies were an accident. Her programmer accidentally increased. Accidentally. I don't believe a fucking
I'm looking
word
at
of
all
it.
of the cameras.
I
at
don't
this
believe.
point.
Yeah, I don't believe a word of it either. But her programmer increased her breast size by 150% rather than the intended 50% just before the game was released. So
Oh, I
like,
slipped.
yeah. So you can picture like the head of programming going, "All right, the game's finally released. Let's stick it on and play it."
Yeah.
Whoa, what happened to Lara's melons? Where did they come from all of a sudden? One guy going, "It was an accident."
Whoopsie.
Yeah, but what
I
a
feel like they were like in a smoke-filled room with cigars, going, "It's just missing something." you know."
bigger titties,
Bigger tits.
So I think that's it. That's the other.
Wow,
fact.
incredible!
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the random cheat code that they had in a magazine
Oh.
So here's a fun fact for you. I can't remember which exact one. It might be the first Tomb Raider game. A magazine published a cheat code that you could put in to make Lara Croft naked.
See, it wasn't an accident, was it?
But it didn't work. It just blew her up.
Oh no!
So it was like a con. So it was like, want to make Lara naked? And then the cheat code, and then people would put it in, and then she'd blow up.
Oh my
Like,
god!
literally blow up.
So you type it in, hoping for the reveal of breasts 150% larger than they were supposed to be.
Kid going, oh my god, yeah. Bang!
Yeah.
She's
Oh
gone.
my god! Oh no!
Yeah,
So you want to look at those 150%, golden boobies, and then all of a sudden she blows up.
absolutely.
Oh, wow. That's it. What an interesting contribution. Thank you, Callum.
Hey, you're welcome.
That's you sort of knocked it right back. A little bit of tennis there.
A little bit of
Work.
tennis here.
Yeah.
That's all I
So-
got there.
That's okay. Hey, listen, we got a lot of diverse facts. So I've got.
Have we peaked too soon though at the Harry Potter though? Because that was just unbelievable.
It doesn't get much better than that, sadly. I'm going to now put the equipment away
Stay
and
here.
never podcast
Stay.
again. Yeah.
Don't leave.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that, sadly. But actually, I've got some good. I've got some other good facts.
Let's hit it.
So, where's the one about the human skin? Yes.
And
it's
this is
here.
entertainment, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it will make sense in a minute.
I thought he was getting a prop out. I thought he was actually eating
Yeah.
human skin out.
Hi,
then.
Cal. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Here's some human
Here's-
skin. I'm entertained by human skin.
Oh God!
I'm actually wearing someone else's skin at the moment.
I idolise Hannibal Lecter.
Surprise! You never leave in the garage.
Oh God! What a way to go though.
Yeah,
On a podcast.
yeah, that'd get some views, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, right. So here we go. So Harvard's Houghton Library, since 1930s. Bear in mind, they are 99.9% confident of this. So I imagine it's
Okay.
a vast library, but it's hard to track down. But they are certain they have 3 books bound in human skin,
Oh my God!
which is actually much more nefarious than
Yeah.
it's weird, isn't it?
That is intense.
So one book in particular that they know they found, they suspect there's 2 others for whatever reason, but they've got one that they know how to get to.
Oh shit! It's a trilogy.
They got to find all 3, and then it's the end of the world. Yeah, sort of apocalypse.
I love that.
But so the one book that they've got is this book. They say this book is bound in human skin, on which no ornament has been stamped to preserve its elegance. By looking carefully, you can easily distinguish the pores of the skin. A book about the human soul. Oh, it's a book about the human soul. That's some witchcraft shit.
Oh my God.
This is getting darker and darker, but
Is this the synopsis to The Mummy?
yeah, don't read from the book. And
Fucking emo taps rising as we speak, man.
yeah, that's why they can't find the other 2.
Yeah.
Someone mercifully at some point has hidden them and buried them.
The Scorpion King.
Yeah, there'll be clues in this book about how to find the other 2, just
Yo,
in case.
we need to make this a movie, man.
I know, what the fuck? I'm taking all this.
Yeah, right. Cut this. We're taking it.
What else? Anything else on that? I was interested in seeing different aspects that change this skin according to the method of preparation. So you can change how the skin looks depending on how you preserve it or how you bind it around the book.
Yeah.
The practice of binding books in human skin wasn't actually all that uncommon in the past and dates back to at least the 15th century. According to Harvard's curators, known as anthropodermic bibliopagy, wow,
Very nice.
fucking nailed that. People apparently used to have it done to memorialize the dead, among other reasons.
Okay.
The owner of De Destinée de l'Âme, which I think is the book, the soul book, is said to have gotten the skin from the back. Oh my God. I should have read this before I.
You can't deliver it now.
Oh Lord.
I don't think we peaked, guys.
I love how it sounds like they're interviewing this guy. Like, so where'd you get it from? And he's going, oh, well, I got this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very dark.
Just
Okay.
yeah.
So the owner of the book is said to have gotten the skin from the back of a female mental patient whose body was unclaimed after dying from a stroke. Jesus. Oh my word. So
What is happening?
so there's that. So that's that fact for you.
That has all the makings of a very engaging horror film.
That's a great movie there.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
With sequels, apparently, you just got to find them.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean-
then you find all 3, and then it turns out there's more, and
Yeah.
there's layers like an onion. This is very good.
That's great.
Yeah. Let me see if it's got. I like these facts actually.
Yeah, keep going, man. These are great.
So what else have we got here? The longest gaming session, apparently. Although I reckon this might be an old one now.
Okay.
So it sounds like to me this is it's beatable.
Sure.
Although, no, to be fair, the longest gaming session lasted 35 hours and 35 minutes, achieved by Okan Kaya in 2012. Now, I think in the era of streaming,
Yeah.
don't you think that sounds like that would have been defeated by now?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people do what they call like subathons. So if
That's
people
right.
sub, they extend like 5 minutes onto
Yeah.
their stream. And I think some have probably surpassed.
Yeah.
But I think someone was trying to do it for like 4 days. I might be wrong. I don't really know. But like, there's been some
I wouldn't be
insane-
surprised at all to learn that
insane
some
ones.
people have done that. People are sleeping on stream and shit.
It's
You know what I
wild,
mean? So
They do all sorts on the
Yeah.
streams, dude. It's crazy.
it's a mad world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting, eh? Go get that bank, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Do you know what the most recognized song in the English language is?
Recognize song?
It's very common. It'll be
Oh.
sung to you at least once a year.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Why was I going to say Mr. Bright?
There's a guy that sings it to you weirdly once a year.
It's always that or Wonderwall, wasn't it? And I was like, no,
Oh,
come
I
on.
bet, I bet it is this sort of cliche among musicians, isn't it? And,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a banger. So
Is it?
I'm sort of yeah, Joe, I'm that guy. I'm sorry, I'm that guy.
I'm not saying there's anything
I'm,
wrong with being
I'm
that
going to
guy,
get
man.
wasted.
Yeah.
I'm going to be cognizant of the fact that's probably really annoying if you're a musician and you're on stage to be asked to do got Wonderwall. Have you got? Could you do Mr. Brightside?
Yeah.
But then I'm going to do some Jaegers. And
Yeah.
I'm going to go, hey, do some Mr. Brightside. For some reason, Mr.
Yeah.
Brightside, it's got like whatever's in it speaks to us
Something
as a
about
nation.
it just clicks.
Yeah.
It just clicks for
It
people.
stirs us as a nation. That's the one thing that unites us as a people is Mr. Brightside. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Unfortunately.
Oh. That's funny. Good. So, the other fact that we teased at the beginning of the episode was
Yeah.
in 2016, Mozart sold more CDs than Beyonce. So, this is probably the most shocking fact on this list. It's not. We've had backskin and all sorts. But Mozart managed to beat Beyonce in 2016 because in 2016 they released a box set commemorating the 225th anniversary of Mozart's death. It contained 200 discs. So that would be why. Cheating in a way.
Yeah.
If I was Beyonce, I wouldn't be happy that's being spouted around.
She'll find a way to break that record, mate. I tell you.
Oh, she will. She'll kidnap
that
the right
woman
people.
will do anything to get any record or reward.
We didn't mean that,
We,
Beyonce.
don't, we love you.
Sorry. And thanks for everything.
Yeah. If I want an award, you're the first person.
Yo,
to
thanks for
thank me.
everything you do for me, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Whoop. Whoop. The Simpsons is the longest running American sitcom. The first television commercial aired in 1941 for Blower watches, and the cost of that advert, this is in the States, the cost of that advert was $9.
Oh, damn.
Can you imagine, like, do you know, like the Super Bowl, how much it costs to put an
Yeah.
advert on? It's like $1 million or $3 million or something.
Insane, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking crazy. The most watched TV event in history was the 1996 Atlanta Olympics opening ceremony with 3.5 billion viewers.
How do they even know this?
In
though?
1996, 3.5 billion viewers. Skeptical.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, so do
You're
I.
telling me that half of the populace of the world nearly
Yeah.
watched that?
Yeah. No,
And
no.
EastEnders was on. Like, what are we doing?
Other things would have been on. Yeah, people went outside much more then.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't so. Who knows?
It's the only thing on.
Yeah. Well, that is true. They did monopolize television at that point, didn't they?
gonna
Just
say,
did two other
How
channels.
did they capitalize on this?
Gaming. So, we've done that one. Oh, of course, the highest grossing video game franchise is Pokemon.
Yes.
Generating over 90 billion in revenue at the time of writing. So
Crazy.
that's probably 100 billion now. I think that's a few years ago, this list. The original Super Mario Bros. Game was released in 1985. Super Mario was first called Jumpman,
Jumpman.
appearing in a Donkey Kong game.
That is absolutely right. He was, and he was
Those
still
are-
saving Peach, who hasn't even said thank you.
Yeah, do you know what I like? Yeah, true. Yeah, and do you know what I like what they did with her character in the Super Mario movies? It made her fucking like
So good.
badass. Yeah, so
cool.
good.
In
wasn't it?
not an overwhelming way at all.
Yeah, not a, yeah. It was just I thought it was really well done. I thought she was ace.
Great movie.
Breathed new life into the characters.
Yeah,
and, yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, excellent.
Very exciting.
I don't know why we just like segued into like a random review of 2 years ago the Super Mario movie. But there you go. You can have that.
Good.
It's really good. So Cal, I won't keep much longer. So I want to talk to you just briefly about entertainment. Let's get on let's get on our personal entertainment. What entertains you of an evening?
Oh my God.
What is it that entertains you? What's your preferred form of entertainment?
TV. So TV series. It will always be my go-to. Just in general.
What are you watching?
Right now we are watching Good Girls,
What's that?
which is a Netflix TV show based around 3 women that find themselves committing a crime.
Oh my God! That's good. Mish watched that.
It's bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
They rob a grocery store
That's right.
and make like $500,000, and then realize that a drug dealer basically is using it for laundering his money, and then they get into this thing. It's great. It's really good. Acting's phenomenal.
You'd be surprised what I've absorbed by osmosis because I've got part of my way my brain works. I have to watch the exact same thing over and over again, right? So I've got comfort shows, and
He's just on House all the time, guys.
That's it. I'm very that is it. Yeah, that's all I watch really. I very rarely deviate from that. And do you know what's so sad about House is I've got it on DVD.
Yep.
Blu-ray,
Nice.
YouTube,
No.
Amazon. So I've got like
4K UHD.
So there's no way when
It's
the
never
mood
gonna lose
strikes,
it. Yeah.
I can. I got the same with like that Christmas. My go-to films are the Santa Claus movies with Tim
Nice.
Allen. So I've
Nice.
got them on YouTube, Amazon, DVD, Blu-ray. So I can never when I
Yeah.
need to watch it, it's right
You
there.
never
for me.
know when that shit's gonna go.
Yeah. I don't trust it for a minute. I'm a physical media guy, and all my favorite films and TV series I have in physical media.
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah,
Again,
two copies of
we'll
that.
take it back to gaming. So Steam released this thing recently. Steam is what people play a lot of their games on. This the system that they use in the PC. And they literally had to put a thing out. So whenever you purchase a game, it says you do not own this game. You own just a license of this game.
Right, I see.
So like if
How
they
long
ever,
is that?
so if they exactly.
Yeah.
So if they ever pull it, it's
Yeah,
gone.
fuck that, man.
But you
No way.
paid for that. As a
Yeah,
consumer.
it's
So it's
shocking.
crazy, and that's a
Yeah.
lot with the digital media and the way that the industry has changed and shifted so much.
Mm-hmm.
And even now they're doing breakthrough things that they haven't really done before, like with Wicked, for example.
Yeah.
When that came out in cinemas, it did amazingly well, but they released it on like rent at home
Right.
a couple weeks later.
Yeah. Do you remember when you were a
Crazy.
kid, you had to wait sort of 6 months before
Yeah.
it went like, VHS and
Yeah.
then it might come to Sky and then it took a
Yeah.
long time, didn't it?
But now
they're
it's
pinging it straight over
It's
there.
immediate, and I guess it's great because it makes more money for them, I guess. But
Mm.
does it ruin and devalue the cinema experience, or have they made enough money? And they
Yeah,
don't have
you're
to pay
right.
them, and they
Yeah.
start taking those away. I don't
Yeah.
know. It shifts and changes so much.
But another note, I went to watch Moana 2 with my boy
Nice.
yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, yesterday. It's fucking ace. Moana's incredible.
Great.
And that was his first proper cinema experience as well.
Oh,
so it was ace.
man.
Yeah, it was
That's
incredible.
so good.
But I was like, one, the pricing puts you off. But then
100%.
the more people the prices put off, the higher the prices have to be to cover the cost of people that aren't coming because the prices are so high.
Yeah.
So capitalism. And so then it does piss you off every single time. I've never not been angry when going to a cinema because you go, I'm just gonna get like a small popcorn and a kind of thing, and they go, yes,
Which are crazily priced, right?
Yeah, it's like 300 quid for
And-
fucking. Just man, it pisses me off every single
So
time.
most cinemas don't profit from the ticket sales.
Yeah,
They only profit from concessions,
yeah.
which is why they're so expensive.
Don't we know it? Yeah.
Because no one's paying the bills to go, no one's paying the fees to go
Yeah.
watch the films. So then they're at a double-edged sword. So the only thing that they can do to self-sustain is run their prices up,
Yeah.
which then puts people off even more,
Yeah.
and then they die.
Just seems like a rotting. Which is, I love the cinema. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Every birthday and Christmas, I ask people to get me just like cinema vouchers. I got the fucking the Cineworld card. I
Yeah,
just
the
love.
Unlimited card,
I just
yeah.
love being there. Love doing it. Love going.
Nothing matches it for me.
Oh, it's unreal, man.
You
So
know-
the escapism is ace.
Oh,
It's
my
like some
God.
popcorn, a drink, and watching. Oh,
That right there, that word escapism is entertainment for me. When you said the question about like entertainment, what is it for you? It's escapism in its purest form.
yeah.
I struggle with lots of mental health issues personally, like anxiety, depression, and self-doubting, all that kind of stuff. But escapism is my way of getting away from all of that. So the main two things that I do is watch TV or films, or I play games. And gaming is more powerful than film and TV because
you contribute to the story.
I feel like I'm in it, and I feel like I'm in a different world. I'm playing a game at the moment called Mass Effect, space game, sci-fi. You're playing as this like really cool badass character who makes choices that affect the universe, right? And the escapism in that in its own form is just the most uplifting and amazing thing, and it takes you away from all the BS of the world, everything that's kind of going away, and it just allows me to just breathe in a different way, and it's beautiful. The stories in gaming are incredible. I've been brought to tears, had moments of pure, genuine joy, and just have invested so much of my time into these amazing universes that people create, and it's the best thing for me, and it's amazing. And now I get to share those experiences with my partner.
Oh, there's nothing better than that.
And we get to do all these amazing things together, and we get to see these worlds, play games together. She loves it.
That's
She's
lovely.
a way bigger nerd than people think. It's just cute. But then she shows me something that she's watched in film and TV, or we go for it and we watch it together. We watched Wicked recently together, and it was so amazing, so magical. And getting to do those things with people, or even by yourself, is just the best.
Oh man, I got a really good example of this where my Friends has always been my favorite TV show.
Yeah.
It was formative for me because I actually sculpted my personality on Chandler Bing when I was growing up. So Matthew Perry was important to me. Chandler Bing was important to me.
Yeah.
And so Friends has always been, I always watch it a couple of times a year all the way through. I just love it. I love having it on. I love engaging with it or having it on.
I do the same.
Totally
I play games the same like every year, and like it's a ritual of mine.
That's it, because you're comfortable in that
TV
world.
shows too, exactly the same with that.
And with Friends, it's just like, oh, that's just my friend. You just feel comfortable with these characters. You know where the story's going. You know it's safe, and that's why I watch it all the time. I love it. And then so I had a moment of true happiness where me and Misha were, we're happy to us regularly now. But the first time me and Misha was sat on the sofa where she was watching Friends, and she was laughing and she was loving it. She enjoys it. She loves it now. And so she was loving it. We're eating ice cream. My son was asleep upstairs. Me and Misha cozied up watching my favorite show. And I was like, fucking goddamn, man. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
She's sharing in something that I wouldn't watch Friends with people, I don't think, because it's such a, weirdly, it's such a, it's obviously one of the biggest shows of all time.
Yeah.
But also very personal to me.
Yeah.
I would be self-conscious if I showed it to someone and they went, fuck's this? And
That's it, isn't it? Like the rejection that you could potentially feel by sharing something that you love or doing something that you love you're just like, it's going to be it. This is devastating.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
because you're going, here's a part of me, and they're going,
yeah. I'm also
scary,
thinking this. I'm like, how am I going to tell my absolutely hot girlfriend, who's amazing and so wonderful, that I play virtual wrestling and play a character, like an act? And wear a wig and do that. Like, how do I do this? Like, oh my god!
But there's nothing better than being that. But believe me, I know. Listen, I'm a 32-year-old man that loves playing Pokemon in his spare time. Right? Yes, I get it. But when you can, there's nothing better than being totally vulnerable and exposed to a person who not only, doesn't judge you or make jokes about it or make you feel bad about it, but they sort of accept it and I'm a difficult man to live with. You know what I mean, I'm in here doing this, or I'm in there playing Pokemon. You know what I mean? So, but Misha's just totally I'm so simple needs, really.
Simple man,
you know And so Misha has always just accepted me, the things I want to do, and vice versa. Makes me want to be more of a part of her world because she's so accepting of me and mine. And makes you feel seen a little bit, doesn't it? Makes you feel like I'm safe and comfortable and loved, and it's nice. And
I think that's in exactly that, with sharing parts of you that you would feel, I don't know, like, oh my god, people are taking mick out of me if I do this, because especially as a wrestling fan, like people were just like, oh, you know it's fake, don't you? And it's all predetermined. I'm like, yeah, but in Mission Impossible that he's going to succeed in his mission.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's fucking. I feel your pain there.
So I'm sorry. Okay. But like having someone who accepts it, it just, it changed my life massively. There is nothing that I have to hide anymore, and it gave me such confidence within myself that I am now me everywhere. Doesn't matter who I talk to, what I am me genuinely through and through.
Yeah,
And it is the most freeing and uplifting thing. And sometimes it just takes someone to believe in you and see you. And that's exactly it. Being seen and being loved for that is the most powerful thing ever. I feel like nothing can really faze me or touch me anymore.
Oh, we're in the exact same place there.
It's incredible, and it's so good and so good for the soul. And people find that within themselves. They don't need someone to do it, and that's amazing. And I'm all for it. But you know,
that's a good point.
I'm also one of those people that just I needed that reassurance. I needed
Yes,
that
did I.
person.
Yeah,
And it's amazing.
Yeah, it's just nice to be like, because these are parts of yourself that you love that are sort of scary to expose, and you sort of expose like a nerve, and then someone loves it back, and you go, "Oh, loves you still, even though you like this thing."
Yeah.
And like, I just think with, that was a huge, because I remember like in previous relationships, always having to recalibrate who I am in order to fit it properly. I remember actually when you were talking, I remembered one specific example of I was talking to my ex-girlfriend when we were together.
Yeah.
I remember going, shit, she's sort of pulling away. I need to be a little bit more like Edward from Twilight.
Did you do what he does
Like,
when he walks in and he like puts his fingers on the
Oh, the
table?
fuck
and
is
sits down?
that thing?
Like,
Yeah, Jesus.
what is
That's
that?
so creepy.
We
actually,
watched
isn't
it the other day. I was like, oh my god.
And I was thinking today, for some reason, certain parts of Twilight get stuck in my head and they play on a loop.
Steve glistens in the sun, guys.
I do, yeah. But I think it's an illness. I think you go to the doctor. It's a skin condition. But
sucks.
There's part where, like, what was this specific part where, for some reason, he really overacts and hits the.
Yeah.
I'm a killer, better.
Yeah.
I'm a killer, but really, yeah. And I think of. Oh, I must have.
Did you go hiking and just grab her on your back and fucking run?
Yeah, just fell over. Yeah. She's still in the woods. Yeah. I sprained an ankle.
Her skin is the book.
But disaster. It's actually really hard to do.
Jesus.
And but yeah, Joe, when I first watched Twilight, I fucking love the Twilight films. I still watch them. I still
fun.
like.
They're so
yeah, I
fun.
really like Twilight films. But the older I get, the more certain bits go. Like you know, where he goes, and so the lion fell in love with the lamb, or whatever it is. And you go, I don't lamb fell in love with whatever it is. And you go, oh god, it's like it's proper teenage angst, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when I was a teenager, when I was like sort of a young man, I'd go, yeah,
it's cool.
yeah, that's really,
That's really
that's
cool,
really
man.
cool, and try and be broody like Edward because he's fucking,
Yeah.
you know. But as a adult man who, when you like yourself and you're okay with yourself, you go, oh, I don't want to be. It's because nothing to do with the film. It reminds me of being an angsty younger man.
Yeah.
And that's a very uncomfortable place to be in.
course.
You know what I mean?
But amazingly, like, you know, with things like that, how much nostalgia plays a huge part in entertainment. Like you said with Friends, like every time you watch that, do you even subconsciously, like it probably makes you go back to when you felt like you were a kid. You know, I recently rewatched the Batman animated series.
Oh my god, that's so
Incredible.
good. Yeah,
Took me right back when me and my brother Simon used to just watch it all the time.
That's had the reverse effect on what Twilight has, where it's just got better. And now I'm older, I just appreciate it so much more.
Yeah.
Just because I appreciate the story more, the animation a bit more.
Yeah.
For good shout.
Yeah,
Really good,
you know, and even with just in every asset, like even with gaming, you know, I recently showed Flick a game called Time Splitters, which is a
that's
game
great.
that's so good. Me and my brother and my sister just played all the time, and every single time I load it up and I hear the song, it takes me back to when I was, you know, just young with my family, and all of those memories just come flooding back. And you know, I just love that. I love that so much. It's just so powerful.
Yeah, and I think that's what it, like, if we're getting sort of psychological about it, that's probably what Pokemon is.
Yeah.
For me, Pokemon is transporting me to a time. So I remember coming home from school. And the theme tune would play, and I get excited in my belly, and I'm eating some decent food or peanut butter sandwich or something.
Yeah.
Nothing, you know, got bed in a minute where I'm chilling.
Yeah.
You know, no worries in the world except for, I remember like the pastel drawings on the cards, because they're drawn differently, styled different.
Yeah.
So maybe part of my brain's chasing that sort of safety and comfort and peace. But now I get to share it with my son, which is the best thing in the
Incredible.
world. He
Like,
plays
oh my
the
God,
Switch
yeah.
with me, and he's good at it. And
So
you know,
cool, man.
he's got all his teddies now are all Pokemon teddy bears. And so yeah, it's amazing, that sort of thing. So yeah, when I play Pokemon, it's partly because I still love it. I still love playing it. But also because it just transports me to a totally timeless place in my youth where everything was right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
carefree.
Yeah,
Like, nothing was going on, man.
And that
Like,
motherfucker didn't know bills.
Yeah.
He ain't got to pay nothing now. Just living off the
I
land.
spoke to Flick the other day, you know, and we were talking about, like, if you could go back to a time in your life, like for one day, like, what would it be? And she said going back to her farm with a little CD Walkman on, listening to Alanis Morissette and riding out on the ponies,
Yeah.
you know, hair in the wind, just carefree.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would genuinely go back to 2003 when The Elder Scrolls Oblivion was released, and I was sat on there on my Xbox 360, just in my room with my little chair, just tucked up on my tiny little TV, and just headphones in, just listening to this game, just, you know, all of that, just the feel of that.
Yeah.
My house, just like, you know, that I grew up in, and just all of those. So to throw that to you, what would that be for you?
Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because I tend not to get nostalgic unless it's happening to me,
Sure.
unasked.
Like a prompt.
Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, something triggers, you know, some sense in me, and then I'm teleported back there. But for the most part, weirdly, this chunky, exhausted version of myself is the best version of me. You know,
I love that so much,
I get to
man.
just go in and, you know, there's times where I think the furthest back I'd go is when Leo was maybe about a year and a half,
Yeah.
and he's got long floppy hair, and he's toddling along behind me. And because sometimes I watch videos of him when he was like that, and
Yeah.
I almost feel grief because I didn't like. They changed so quick. You don't get a chance to say goodbye, and it's a totally different version a week from now.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd go back and see that little version of him again, because he's always following me around, looking at me like I'm, like I'm Superman or something.
I mean, he
and,
still does, man.
Yeah, but now he's got a bit of an attitude with it. Now he thinks he knows better.
Yeah, right. He's developing the conscious.
Yeah, that's
Damn
it. Yeah, he's got consciousness now, and it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but childhood maybe like. Do you know what? Weirdly, though, I loved me and your older brother Simon.
Yeah.
When we were in Reckleford, we were best friends and totally inseparable. So much so, I don't know if I told you a story before, but so much so that I remember Emma Beaton. I've chastised her for this since. But Emma Beaton used to make fun of us because we used to hold hands or we walk around school and stuff.
Really?
Because we were just tight. We would just hold hands and walk
I
around.
love that so much.
Yeah, we would just play. We would like just play just by ourselves, and we would just like, and that was really nice. So that was, and so then I finished. Bear in mind, that must be Reckleford, mine. So that's young, man. That's like infant
yeah.
school.
Yeah.
So then we would go. Then we'd go back to your house or
Yep.
my house, and we would just play. Because at your house, I remember your house on Arundel Road.
That's right.
We come in and there's just fucking wrestling toys everywhere. You can't move for wrestling toys.
It's so
like,
true.
It's like 3 of the same ones. There's loads of the same.
Yeah, there
but,
really was,
but
yeah.
loads of like
Yeah.
WCW, WWF figures everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fucking ace. And you had well, remember as well, you had the fucking, I was always jealous, you had the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, so you play
Yeah.
fight in the ring. I was like,
Yeah,
shit,
that's
all
right.
of them. Yeah, it's really good. And I remember your room. So me and Simon would go and play something on in a room. And yeah, so that was a nice sort of moment.
I love that.
I'd go back to change certain things. I remember my older brother George convinced me. He locked the back door while we were playing in the garden, and then hid the key and told me he didn't have it. And I said, George, I need to go in. I need to go for a shit. But I must have been about 8.
Sure.
I need to go for a shit, right?
Yeah.
He goes, well, don't just go behind the garage. Like, I don't want to go behind the shed.
no.
I don't want to go behind the shed. He goes, just go behind the shed. I was like, all right, fine. So I did. I put my trousers down to shit behind the shed, and there was a beautiful girl next door. And I remember him pulling the hedges apart, going, look at him. And I was going, ah! And the hedge was open. It was like horrible. He did that in Weymouth.
Bastard.
I remember we went to the beach, and he pulled down my shorts when we were in the sea.
Yeah.
And then it made me chase him. Clever, really. Made me chase him so closer to the shore. But
Yeah.
I'm still sort of submerged. And the beach was packed. Then he threw the shorts up in the air, so I had to jump out of the water again, fully like nude and exposed.
Well, I mean, hold on. You didn't have to jump.
No, I know. My reflexes, for some reason,
You just-
said, "Show them,
Show them. Show the world.
They need to see
Be
this.
brave.
Yeah, they need to see what's
Maybe
going
it
on."
was
down
character building, just in a very horrible way.
Yeah, maybe that's not the only time I've been caught nude in the ocean. I remember when we were much older, me and my friend Zach, it must have been in our 20s at this point, so it was not cool. But we went skinny dipping in
Nice.
Lyme Regis.
Oh God! Dear God!
Yeah, stony, cold.
You ain't
horrible.
making any impression in that one.
No, it's horrible. So we went skinny dipping, just me and him. I got to explore this at some point with a therapist. But me and him just went skinny dipping naked, and then but we left our clothes on the beach. And then I swear to God, and Zach, my friend Zach, can back me up on this. So he goes, "Should we go back?" I go, "Yeah," but because Lyme Regis is a fossil beach.
Yes.
So of course there's 2 busloads of kids
No.
searching for fossils on the beach. So me and Zach like in the ocean, fucking freezing, exhausted, and it's getting dark.
Yeah.
So we're gonna like, so we had to wait for the kids to finish up doing their thing and leave, and then we could finally run.
my God.
Inverted genitals.
Yeah, I am not surprised.
Salvage our
Just
clothes.
walking out like velociraptors.
I think I left a part of me at that beach that day. I never fucking
Yeah.
recovered. So,
But hey, what a great memory.
anyway, that's that story.
Yeah, just
What the hell was I talking about that for? So
we have diverged a lot in
Yeah,
this,
we
but
have.
it's a vibe, man.
So yeah, but it would be
It's a
nice to
vibe.
like. It would be nice to go back to childhood. I mean, you're right. There's like, I remember me and Sam playing on the PlayStation, like the Star Wars game where you had to complete it, pop the disc out, put another disc in, and continue playing it that way. I really like that 'cause that's the last time me and my brothers were ever properly close when we were kids. You mean?
Yeah.
And so that would be nice to experience
Yeah.
that for a little while. So
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. Is like, it's because life moves fast, like you said, like with Leo and stuff and everything. Like it's when you're in it, sometimes it's very hard to not
you got to stay
take it
present.
in,
Yeah, you got to
soak
be
it in.
present in it.
I used to do it when we were on stage in the bands and we'd be headlining a festival, and I'd just stand there and just take it in.
Oh, absorb it, drink it in.
And those memories are in here forever,
Mhm.
and they'll always be the most amazing memories. And
Yeah.
I try to do that every day. I try to. Some days are hard, and you ain't gonna do it. Like it just isn't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, I try to, and just remind yourself what you're thankful for.
Mhm.
It's diverted a lot away from entertainment. I won't lie to you, Steve, but I've enjoyed it.
We are entertainment. This is a very meta concept.
And that's the thing. And again, to summarize all of that
Mhm.
within what we do, if I can bring any form of escapism
Mhm.
to anyone who's had a hard day or a tough time or going through some shit, and I've had people message me say it like, your show is the distraction I needed tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we have some generous comments and things, and from many people, and
That's so good.
what an amazing thing to do from just something that I love to genuinely just do.
Mhm.
And I would do it anyway. Me and the boys used to do it every time we would watch like WrestleMania or any other show. We would just do it for fun. But now I get to do it for other people who enjoy it and love the stories. Like it's amazing, and I'm just so thankful for that. And that entertainment and that stuff was so important in one of the craziest times of my lives when everything just changed, and Sam was the constant for me, and I'll always forever be thankful for him. And he wanted to do it, and he wanted to also support, and he loves it so much, and we love it so much, and it brings us so much happiness. So I just hope that it brings that to other people who watch. So and likewise with your work, it brings a lot of people happiness. It does. Even the people who are on it, and the memories that you make with those people that you share, and the stories that you've done, and you've had some wild episodes.
Oh yeah,
with amazing people,
Yeah,
and and great breakthroughs. Like the Joe Exotic thing was crazy.
Yeah,
How
that was
cool.
good. Yeah, that was cool.
And sometimes you forget about that, but it's important to remind yourself of where you've come from to where you are to where you want to be.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and back at you. That's what you do have to do. You do need that perspective.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to. Yesterday I was trying to get set up in here, and I was going to record like a solo thing, but I didn't really have anything to say. And sometimes I'll just do an episode but not release it just to get the practice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, I'm still recovering from this fucking horrible flu. I didn't really have the motivation or the fire, and then I was like, oh man, maybe I'm shit. Maybe the show's shit, man. Yeah, you get that. You doing
creeps
anything like
in.
this, you will get doubt.
Absolutely.
And then I got to try and go, no. Remember fucking 6 weeks ago, talking to Joe Exotic, people buzzing, people fucking liking it. The episode with Di Goddard that immediately followed that one was even bigger and more successful, and had a much better retention. So it's there. I'm just not totally engaged with it properly right now. That's why I need to do it tonight.
Yeah.
Get back in the game. Get back in the mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's other podcasters locally who've got 3 episodes out already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I go. I got fucking
Yeah,
get some shows. I got to get some shows out, baby. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
But Cal, listen, we've went for a long time then. How long did we go for then? I just totally lost track of time whilst we were chatting. That's an hour. It's almost an hour.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
So
that's all cool.
yeah. So listen, man, thank you so much for one, being a good neighbour.
Yeah, hey,
we mentioned that.
Anytime. Hey, you brought the flour over when we needed it, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what we're there for, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so and thank you for being on the show. It's your second time.
Yeah, man.
Which is nice. It's nice to get people in who've been here before, because you get like an outside perspective on the on how different things are. Because it was
Yeah.
on Zoom last time we did ours,
It
didn't we?
was. Yeah. It was all on Zoom.
Yeah, before this and the
Yeah.
equipment and stuff. So you're a damn fine fella, Cal. I've always got
Thank you,
all the time in the world for you, and I'm very
Likewise, bro.
glad that you joined me on the Steve Kaler show, and we sometimes discussed entertainment.
Yeah, I feel like we have about 10 minutes, maybe.
The Harry Potter fact.
It just
That's all we
Insane.
needed.
That's all you needed,
If we'd
guys.
only said that, that'd be a
Yeah,
great episode.
exactly.
So, yeah. But thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
where
man.
can people find you?
So the primarily is the Falling Games on our socials on Instagram and Facebook. We're primarily on Instagram where we do a lot of our wrestling content. YouTube as well, so the _Falling Games. And Twitch is our main one. So twitch.tv/the_Fallen Games. And you can find it, or you can follow me on my socials at Cal _Shortland. And it's all in my little link tree in my bio. So just go check it all out.
That's so good.
Also play locally in a band called Velvet Thunder. Come see us at some shows.
You got so much on. We didn't even get around to Velvet Thunder.
I know.
We'll do it in a part 2.
Part 2, baby.
Next
You
one,
want
next one, need an emergency guest or drag.
Yeah,
you
right.
About that. Yeah. So we should say you are part of an incredible, my absolute favorite live band locally.
Oh,
so
bro,
it's so
thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, it's one of that's escapism in its own whole thing. You know, playing live music is unlike anything. And one of the most fulfilling things. And I've been very lucky to be able to do it for a long time, nearly 12 years.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to have done it with some incredible people. So, and I'm still get to do that now. And, it's going to be a really good year. It's going to be a really
Of course
good
it
year.
is.
And we're playing at Somerset Festival. this year,
That's my favorite.
which is
time.
amazing.
Joel, we're arranging to boot Leo off to my mum's for a week.
No.
Just so we can go to Somerset Festival and relax, have a drink.
Yeah.
It's just last year it was so good, and for people who are interested about Somerset Festival, Sheridan will be on this podcast to talk about it. Sheridan's a
Incredible.
personal friend, and he comes on here to help talk about it in there. So,
Yeah. Again, it's amazing. More things around this area to help promote the good things that are in Yeovil, which you're a massive advocate for.
Try my best, man. It's a fucking lonely battle now.
Yeah, it's tough
Tell us what-
because
yeah.
again, people just like to complain, and we're seeing that with the the renovations in the town centre. But there's good there, man. There is good there, but
Oh, we say it all the time.
You'll
The
love
Pride
it,
of
yeah.
Yeovil Awards. If you ever need a reminder about what Yeovil is and what it has, go to the Pride of Yeovil Awards Instagram page,
Yeah.
where we've got the pictures and the stories of everyone we've ever given an award to, all people who are local,
Yeah.
and it'll change your mind in a heartbeat about what this town is.
It's amazing,
full of
dude.
amazing people.
and again, that work. Thank you for doing that. Like you probably don't even get a thank you for doing it, but thank you for doing it.
But I get a real, almost selfish pleasure from doing it. The joy I get from. I always cry. I cry every time.
Yeah.
Like it's perverse in a way, but I just do. I cry every time. It's always emotional. It's always. It feels amazing. I'm skipping for the rest of the day after we've done one of those. I mean, it's just so like it's almost a selfish act in that the joy I draw from it is so big. I mean,
But what an amazing thing to be selfish for, though.
Mm.
And actually, I think I've learned that too, is that your happiness can radiate to other people in the work that you do.
I think so.
You know, and it's crazy. We like. It's insane. We got asked to do local nativity in East Coker, me and Flick, just randomly. They were like, "Oh, we're just looking for people who would love to be like. Could you be the narrators who are like news reporters and stuff?"
Sweet.
And I was like, "Oh, we're going anchorman in this bad boy. Like, this is
That's a good
great."
gig. Yeah.
So we just rocked up, didn't know anybody, and just did it. And we had people come up to us like, "You really made that so special. Thank you so much. Like, it was so much fun." And that's the selfish thing. So I'm like, I want to do this for me, for the sake of doing it with Flick, because we love doing things together. But then also like, having that moment and making those moments for all those people who are watching was just so cool. It's I just so grateful for the opportunities and for the things that come my way. Always will be.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a perfect place to end it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Cal Shortland.
Thank you, Steve Gillis.
Oh, and before we go, I just want to say, get over to Graham's Windows and Doors at grahamswindowsanddoors.co.uk, Yeovil's finest purveyor of windows, doors and conservatories, and Paramount Prizes at paramountprizes.co.uk, Yeovil's very best online competition website at paramountprizes.co.uk. Until next time, we'll see you later on. Ciao, ciao, ciao.